This is the Kitchen Table War Story Series, ground zero for the legendary tales of the mineral space.
So this goes back right out of college. So I am 23 years old. First couple of weeks, learn the ins and outs. And he's like, okay, here's our map. This is the family. He goes, I just want to warn you, it's an interesting family. So first day, I go down there and we're in the swamps. We're touching down, at the bottom of the Burr is what they call New Iberia, okay? And knock on the first house. Lady comes out probably in her 50s. Husband comes around the corner and not a big deal. Nice individuals. So I talked to him. Hey, look, we're trying to lease this land. We're, explaining my whole 9 yards. Ask him some questions about the family. Well, I'm going to look at cousin Eddie and Aunt Rebecca and a couple other people. Well, those two stood out to those individuals. They said, oh, we recommend that you be very careful with those when approaching their land. They kind of live off the grid. They're not very kind to visitors. They always think someone's kind of taking advantage of them, So good day on Monday, working through some other cousins, speak with them. Every time, though, those two names come up. Be careful. So Tuesdays is time to hit Boudreaux and Thibodeau's essentially house, okay? I go in, as you can imagine, the atmosphere in the land is desolate and it's swampy. So I roll in there, and I guess it was the lady's house. Knock on the door. She's screaming, what do you want? What do you want? Through the door, and I'm trying to communicate with her at this time. Well, I didn't know, I guess she has a boyfriend, and the brother lives in a separate house. Well, the boyfriend and the brother don't get along, okay? Now, the sister and the brother, they do get along, okay? So we're kind of hollering and screaming through the door. Boyfriend comes around. What's going on? Explain to him. Didn't seem like a bad guy. It wasn't a bad interaction at this point. So cool, great conversation. I said, oh yeah, I'm going to head over to your brother's. She's like, okay, well, be careful, Well, I just, at that point, heard a little something, and it was the boyfriend kind of was walking away, and he's like, let's just say he said some derogatory terms about the brother. And you remember, he's got this really Cajun drawl now. So if you're not from there, you don't have a clue what he's saying. So get in my car, gravel road, just kind of go down a couple acres and pull in, and he's outside. I can hear some rumbling in the back, sounds like some engine cranking in there. So I'm like, okay, let's be cautious here. I'm like, okay, I'm going around the back. And at this time, I'm letting it be known that I am I'm saying hello, and walking around. Well, I guess at this point, he's got a shotgun sitting next to me. So he pulls the shotgun, not on me, but he's got it in his hands as I walk around the corner. He's got a dog too. So at this point, the dog kind of bucks up. It went from kind of chirping bark to a growl. So the dog begins to kind of almost prey on me a little bit, kind of circle me. And with the guy's got the gun in his hand, and he's asking me, what are you here for? So I got about 30 seconds to really spit it out. So I get 30 seconds in, we're good. Okay. He calls the dog, tells him kennel up, gets in his kennel. He puts the gun to the side, and we go, I go into my pitch. Quality conversation, go through my spiel. Well, at this point, I hear, I believe was a three-wheeler coming through the pasture towards this house. And so rewind and remember that the boyfriend had some unkind words to say about the brother. He's pulling up on a three-wheeler, hauling ass across the thing. All I hear is, "Say you my dad," and he is just in the biggest Cajun accent. I mean, he's throwing every word in the book at him. And I don't know what's going on. This point, the brother goes, "Sir, you need to go get in your car." I was like, "What?" I said, "No, I need you to sign this." And he's like, "I will, but you need to go get in your car." So at this point, I'm kind of like, wait a minute. I'm not really going to let this happen in my, am I just going to stand? What are they about to do? I got to watch. I'm interested. Come on, dude. I'm not worried about me. I want to see what's going to happen. So at this point, he's now approaching. I backed off. I'm probably about 10 yards, and I kind of act like I was walking to the car, but kind of was to the side of the shed, essentially. And at this point, they're going at it. You owe me this money. You better sign this, and you're going to pay me that. That's mine. At this point, he's telling his dog sick him. The dog comes out of the kennel and goes and gets a hold of the boyfriend. Well, the boyfriend now reaches in his pocket and gets a knife out, tries to cut the dog, okay? So the guy's, the brother's like, don't you, that's my dog. You kill my dog, I'm going to kill you. And I'm like, whoa. So I actually come out from the side. I jump in here and I'm like, whoa, boys. And like, this point, they're in each other's face. They're like headbutting each other. And like they start wrestling on the ground by the time I get there. So I started kind of participating. I would grab one, throw him off, grab the other one. Once they were like out of steam and out of emotion and kind of just like tired and they actually like listened and I like calmed everything down. Come to find out, the tractor that I walked up on that he was working on, that was the boyfriend's tractor. He made a deal with the brother to fix the tractor. And he wanted the money for something, okay? And he didn't get the money. Well, the brother's over here saying, listen, I didn't finish with the tractor, so let me finish, and then we'll, I guess, sell it and we'll get our money back, something along those lines. So at this point, we're kind of calm. Well, something was said by the brother about the sister. Well, at this point, they get into it again. And so they're rambling on the ground. And I'm thinking, this is the second time, and so I'm like, at this point, like I've done my duty. Like I'm out of here. I tried to, help these boys. I'm like, all right, well, I said, I'm not dealing with y'all. I said, y'all, whatever. Y'all want to act like kids. I said, I'm the 23-year-old here. I'm supposed to be acting like this. Y'all are 40. They stopped, rolled over, and they're like, you're 23? And I was like, this is money right here. You wouldn't have these issues if you just sign here and get this check. I'm telling you, by the time I was done, 30 minutes to an hour later, I had both signatures from the sister and the brother, and they made me sweet tea.
They made you sweet tea afterwards.
Because I do love sweet tea, and that's a thing that's kind of, tradition in the South. And considering where it could have turned to what happened, it's all a borderline miracle.